Did you hear about Doja Cat? Apparently Doja Cat and somebody is fighting. Did you guys hear about Elon Elon Musk? What he's been up to recently? Because he's not having a good time right now, and I don't think he's going to be having a good time for I don't know, maybe the rest of his life. So yeah, we all know about our good friend of the stream, Elon Musk, good friend of the frenzy, Elon Musk. We talk in DMs every now and again, as it do. But yeah, Elon Musk, everybody knows that he's been talking about buying Twitter for a while. Everybody was thinking about, ever since the very beginning, things like seemed really weird and really rocky. But it seems like the idea that I had a while ago, that was, this is not going to go through all the way, or Musk is going to do something along the lines of backing out, has come to fruition because Elon moves to end the $44 billion deal that he started with Twitter. But I promise you that it's not going to be nearly as easy as he may think that it is. Beta, it is a bit of a beta move. Now, this is pretty funny. It's a bit of a Rip Bozo situation because I'm pretty sure I know the real reason why he's doing this. The reason that he officially claimed when he filed his notice that he wanted to back out of the deal to the regulatory committee that was prepared by his lawyers, he says that Twitter has breached multiple provisions and broken multiple agreements in the deal that led him to not want to buy it based on the breaches of contract that Twitter has done in the process of acquiring the company. But the big problem is that that's kind of just not true. Remember how he was like, I need like a fire hose of data before I buy this company about like bots and stuff like that. And originally Twitter was like, what the heck are you talking about? Shut up, just buy us already. And then he was like grumbling about it. He was making a lot of noise, and Twitter didn't want to talk about it in like in the public, so they gave him what he wanted. He looked at it for a while. That was a couple weeks ago, and now he's looking to back out. Now, this has a lot of problems in it. Here, we can pause the music a bit. Now, this has a lot of problems to it. One of the big problems is that, well, for Elon, really, is that he paid way too much for the company. Okay. Every single person who can tell you about like business can tell you that like what he paid for the company is wildly above what anybody would say that Twitter is like kind of like really worth, right? It is like way above. I think the company is valued at like 2.7 something billion dollars, something along those lines. And also the fact that its shares are nowhere near what Elon said that he was going to be paying for them, right? Like, we talk about $44 billion, that's like a lot of money. But on top of the fact that it's way more money than like Twitter even like really has, because it shares, each share of, no, when you buy a company like this, you don't just like give them a check. What you're doing is paying for all of the shares in the company to turn it private. So you're basically paying money to every single person who owns a share of Twitter, no matter how many shares that they have. And that you pay a specific price for those, right? And so Twitter stock at the moment, since it's the weekend and this happened like after the stock market closed, I think Twitter stock is hovering somewhere around like $36, something along those lines. He promised to pay $54.20, obviously, because he loves the haha 420 weed number, because he's a very serious human being. He promised to pay that much money, which is wildly above what any normal person what or like company or business would like normally pay. That on top of the fact that before he closed the deal, he agreed to waive his due diligence. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know what due diligence is, but due diligence basically means that, now let's say you want to buy something off of Facebook. There's somebody who lives like a couple blocks from you. They're selling like a bicycle or something, right? And it was like a good price, and you were like, oh, okay, I want to buy this bicycle. Due diligence would basically be, you go there, you inspect the tires, you check the chain, you like spin the wheels to make sure they're not wobbly, you check you check the brakes to make sure they're not falling off, you look at the gear shifter, everything like that, right? You check the pedals to make sure they're not going to fall off, you check the seat to make sure it's not like falling apart, that type of stuff. It's basically your right to take a look at everything that's going on so you don't get saddled with any like liabilities or anything that were unexpected that you may have to pay. He basically waived that right. So basically, what Elon Musk did. Imagine this, okay? You're buying a car from a secondhand car from someone, a used car from somebody, but before you give the money, you sign a contract saying that you're not going to take the car to a mechanic to check it out. You're not going to pop the hood to see what's going on under there. You're not going to like check the brakes or the steering or anything. Basically, you're not going to see if there's a hole in the gas tank. No, you just see a car and you sign, I'm not going to check any of this, and I sign my rights away to check any of this at all. And also, I'm just saying that I'm going to buy this and I'm going to give you the money. That's basically what he did. Now, everybody in chat, can you tell me, does this sound like a smart idea? Does this sound like a smart idea? To buy a car from somebody off of Facebook and sign away your rights to even check if the car is running. If you like turn the key, and if you hit the brake and turn the key, if it'll start. No, it sounds really stupid, right? But that's basically what he did. But instead of spending like $3,500 on that used car that he didn't check, he's basically on the hook for paying $44 billion for a company he didn't check. It's really stupid. It's like mind-bendingly dumb. And the big problem is a lot of people talked about the whole like $1 billion out that he would have to pay if he canceled the deal. The big problem is, it's true, there is a $1 billion closure fee that he would have to pay. The problem is both parties need to agree to him paying it. And remember how I said that he promised to overpay for the company? Well, everybody at the company wants their money. All that money that they're not really worth, that he promised that he would pay, they kind of want that money, right? Because it is upping their money, but they are like basically getting 70% more than the money that they already put in. That's a huge deal, right? And nobody wants to spend all this time and waste all this time and all this money that they spent on like legal fees and getting the company ready and giving him all this information, only to get $1 billion out of it, a lot of wasted time and a bad reputation. And they've already promised, the board and the CEO have already promised to the investors to finish this deal.
This meme is
so they want to
real.
finish this deal. Basically, Elon brought up how the company kind of lied to him, as he said himself. The company saying that he didn't. He basically doesn't have a legal out to this whatsoever. And so he basically has two options really, to get on his hands and knees and beg Twitter not to force him to pay, because a lot of issues have come up for Elon ever since he said that he was going to buy Twitter. For one, how he was going to pay for Twitter was he was going to cobble together, I think 12 banks and get like 5 loans or something. A lot of the loans that he was going to get to buy Twitter fell through. He wasn't going to get those loans for anywhere near the amount of money that he needed. On top of the fact that he was going to have to sell more Tesla stock. And since he's splitting his focus, since he is the CEO of Tesla and of SpaceX, he's splitting his attention between those two companies and now buying Twitter. And now Tesla stock is crumbling, which is the vast majority of his money. And so now he all of the money that he thought that he had, he basically doesn't really have it as much as he thought that he had it anymore. And he doesn't want to pay that type of money just straight out of pocket, having to sell a large portion of his Tesla stock that was going to do more problems for, Tesla and their investors. So everybody who's now like a Tesla stock owner is very upset at Elon for doing this. Everybody at Twitter is now very upset at Elon for doing this, and Elon is now very upset because he's going to be taken to the most high profile, if this happens the way that it's that Twitter said that it's going to happen, because they promised to file legal action against him to force him to buy Twitter. If it happens the way that they say that it will, right, and he doesn't like get anything else out of them, he's going to be taken to one of the most prestigious and biggest corporate claims courts in the entire country that is going to do some really big damage to him. Some really big damage. Now, he could try to work out a deal where where they cut the price, basically. But is Twitter going to allow him to do that? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could go into it, or they could settle for paying some amount of money, like half the money or something, and then he walks. It's really difficult to see where this is going to go. I know for a fact Elon is going to protract this legal battle out to make it as difficult as possible for Twitter, because he does this all of the time, and now he's going to try and turn and run. I think honestly, if I'm going to give you like my actual idea of what I think's going to happen, is that he's going to try to drag this legal fight out for as long as possible to make it as difficult as possible, as bad, to look really bad on Twitter's shareholders and Twitter's executive board, to scare them into wanting to allow him to get out of the deal, because he has more money than them to spend it on legal fights and appeals and all of this type of stuff, to make it a years-long process, possibly, even when it comes to courts that are you know, professional in these types of legal battles. But there is also precedent for someone in Elon's position for to lose this. Here, one second. That's really good. I like that tea. I know. Legal, lot of legal talk. Anyways, there's a lot of
this meme is very real.
Problems to that, because like Twitter shareholders and Twitter's like board doesn't want to seem like they're going to make promises that they can't keep to their shareholders, because that's not a good look, and that's going to do a lot of like long-term damage for the company. But like Elon is not on like a good side with this. More likely than not, Elon will lose and like kind of be forced to buy Twitter, or be forced to pay like a lot of money not to buy Twitter. I'm talking like over $10 billion, probably not to buy Twitter, for them to like let him go. Something along those lines could possibly happen. But yeah, like back in the day, actually in 2001, you guys know Tyson, the meat company, that like big ass fucking meat company that does like cringe shit all the time. There was a company named IBP back in the day, and Tyson basically said that Tyson was basically in the same exact, they're the Nugget company. Tyson was basically like in the same position as Elon Musk, where they said that they were going to buy a company for a couple billion. They're like, this company is actually shitty as fuck. I don't want to buy this shit. And then the smaller company sued for them to buy them. And at the end of the day, the judge said that Tyson did have to buy the company and give them the money. They negotiated for like a smaller deal and everything. And then actually, really curiously, 7 years later, after that filing came about, Tyson actually appealed to have the case overturned, because IBP investors say that they didn't get the money that they wanted, and he said that he was actually like lied to. I don't know what happened after that, but I'm telling you that this type of stuff can last a long time if you want it to. I'm talking a long time. So what's gonna happen at the end of this? I don't know, but this is another complete failure falling on his face from your friendly neighborhood billionaire, because he's bored and signed a bunch of contracts that his lawyers told him not to sign. It's horribly stupid. It is wildly stupid for somebody of like his stature to be spending money and to be signing contracts in this way, and it's gonna come back to bite him real bad. He's real dumb. He's all talk. Yeah, he's all talk. But the problem is that Twitter is all bite. And they're very upset. They're very mad with this man. You would be too, right? Like Twitter's like, he's messing with a lot of money. Just so you know, he's fucking around with a couple $1 billion. That's not something that people are just gonna like let go. They're not gonna let that shit go. It's not good.